31st of December is a very special day in the calendar of Kenyan politics in respect to Mount Kenya race for kingpinship. And Raila-Njenga, the man who has been attracting huge crowds in the region, dropped a hint in a latest media interview saying that they are calling for they're organizing for a mega meeting on 31st of December where they will announce the next Mount Kenya kingpin. And I've gotten what he has actually said about it. Raila-Njenga, in the last general election, vied using KANU. So there were only two. There was another candidate from Murang'a, then Raila-Njenga, Laikipia, vied through KANU. And there is a feeling that actually he became second. There is a feeling that he wasn't rigged out. He could have won that seat. He's a veteran politician that has been underestimated, but his influence has been cutting across the region. I have seen 3 huge crowds, that is Nyandarua and Kiambu and Murang'a. And he's saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is one of the guests that is expected there, and Uhuru Kenyatta might take that opportunity to crown the next Mount Kenya kingpin. And if you guess that Raila-Njenga is working closely with Rigathi Gachagua, then I'm sorry, you are wrong. Raila-Njenga is saying that the next Mount Kenya kingpin, Mount Kenya is not looking for a most popular candidate or the most senior leader to be the kingpin. Mount Kenya is eyeing a man or a woman that will rise above the status quo and fight for the interest of the region. That is what he is saying. Now, this is a statement that is coming from a man that also at one point dropped a hint and said that he was supporting the unity move that was also including Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And lately, there had been first few October here, or August here, there was some squabbles between him and Rigathi, and was arrested multiple times for some trumped up charges. But that did not see the light of the day. So Raila-Njenga then is saying that the event will be public, and the youths are the ones, many Mount Kenya leaders, all Mount Kenya leaders are actually invited to attend that meeting. I want to show you one video here. This video was sometime that was in 2021, why William Ruto is really shaken about Raila-Njenga. So by that time, 2021, William Ruto had started campaigning, and that is the time that there was now the outburst, the fallout between Ruto and Uhuru. Remember the tanga-tanga slur, when Uhuru said that, you know what, Ruto has been tanga-tangaring here, and that's why they made the tanga-tanga versus Kieleweke camps. And Ruto was in Laikipia, and Raila-Njenga invaded that rally.
Msikuja hapa kupiga kelele kwa mkutano yangu. Kila mtu apange mkutano yake. Ama namna gani? Tunaelewana? Hapana. Apange mkutano yake. Hii mkutano ni yangu. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Please, tuheshimiane.
Uninvited. Look at this video here. So he invaded that rally, uninvited. He was not strongly coming around Uhuru Kenyatta, but he spoke in that event and he was much welcomed, if you look at that video. So that is the political muscle of Raila-Njenga. And he's saying that it is a time that they are going to come up with a new kingpin. Remember, this announcement is coming at a wrong time for the deputy president, because to the deputy president, he believes that the only way to get the kingpin is to bring the leaders together, bring all the leaders to speak in one voice, and get also Uhuru Kenyatta in the fold. And he wants Mount Kenya to coalesce around him, such that no one should go to Ruto without going through him. And most Mount Kenya analysts have been asking, we are uniting. And I listened to Kambogo in Spice FM saying, Mount Kenya is united. Why is there clamor for unity while we're already united? Or which are the signs that we're disunited? And some have also been asking, we are united against what or against who? Who is the enemy or what is the battle? You know, this question has been going on here. It's a question that you cannot rub off. But then, you realize that the clamor for Mount Kenya kingpinship, that Raila-Njenga, and there are now two forces that emerged. It is now Raila-Njenga camp, and which is a camp that do not have leaders, many leaders, because it's only on the other side of Azimio with Martha Karua and Jeremiah Kioni. And there is a camp against Rigathi Gachagua who is banking on elected leaders who just want to benefit from some incumbency. But here's the reason why Mount Kenya kingpin transition is Ruto's headache. There is a transition, that kingpinship transition is Ruto's headache. The transition from Uhuru to whoever, because let me tell you, the kingpin as we speak now is still Uhuru Kenyatta. You can deny, you may want to get twists and spins around it, but you cannot deny the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta is the kingpin. And so, Ruto is so much disturbed by that transition because of these reasons. Number one, the kingpinship transition is going to create a new center of power. And that new center of power, there is no guarantee that new center of power will actually support Ruto's re-election. And my guess could be that it might actually veer off from William Ruto. So let's look at it this way. If Raila-Njenga speaks, if that meeting, maybe it's not attended by UDA or Rigath's camp decides to keep off, and it's attended by youths and some elders there, and the crown, perhaps Raila-Njenga and Martha Karua as the community spokespersons, what do you expect? There is going to be some center of power there. Even if leaders are not going to support it, but there are some people that will then, it will boost the profile. And there are some that will start now reporting to Raila-Njenga. And if Raila-Njenga will have a political party or some mobilization tool, there are some people that might shift there. Now, whether Raila goes to the ballot or not, he will have a say in the region Mount Kenya, the direction Mount Kenya will take. And that is why that is not very welcomed. Now, I want to show you something here. The second bit is that transition occasions the death of UDA. How? UDA party was a house built purely on Uhuru hostility. That party was built to send Uhuru home. It was never built for prosperity of the region. And I will say a number of times, the UDA party belongs to William Samoei Arap Ruto. That is the owner of the party. If you read the history of UDA party, you will see the names of Kipruto Arap Kirwa there, dating back in the 1997 and after post-1997 elections. So when there was the reunion, when Chesire, the Eldoret North MP, took Ruto to Moi after fallout, And he had to convince Moi for Ruto to vie in Eldoret North. After Ruto and the team actually very often formed their own political party. So when they were brought back to Moi, and Chesire had to convince, not Chesire, Arap Kirwa had to convince Moi that Ruto should vie in Eldoret North. So that is the history of UDA party. And if Uhuru comes back, if that transition happens, it might happen with Mount Kenya getting a clamor for Mount Kenya to get its own political party. That's why you see Jubilee, you see the Mwangi Kinjuris have their parties. I'm told there is also another party, that one of Muturi. Someone even saying that even Gathega Gachagua is fishing for some party somewhere. So it will occasion the death of UDA. With the death of UDA, Ruto's political matrix 2027, it's a Trump challenge. Ruto will settle on a Trump challenge, one term. Number 3, both Rigathi and Ndindi Nyoro camps might not be the kingpins at the end. What Ruto would want is this. He would not want Mount Kenya to have a kingpin, but he would want either Ruto, if Rigathi is pushed out, then Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah remains the powers. But with that transition, it can become ugly. That all of a sudden, the region is listening to what Martha Karua and Raila-Njenga are saying. They're not listening to what Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah are saying, because Ndindi Nyoro and Kimani Ichung'wah are caged in supporting government where things are not going on well with the people. Lastly, that transition might actually reintroduce Raila-Njenga in Mount Kenya. This way. Someone was telling me a very wrong card. That how about if Rigathi falls out with Ruto, they get a new person, focal point with a new narrative, and Raila backs Kalonzo with Uhuru Kenyatta, and they take Kalonzo to Mount Kenya. Yes, you said Raila ndio mbaya. Now we said, yes, you live in Raila, bring Kalonzo, and you make Kalonzo be the candidate, and you take Kalonzo to Mount Kenya. What will going to happen? Ruto will be home, dry. And that one of the things that has been happening, or William Ruto has successfully, behind the scene, working with the Kina Rigathi to make sure that the region hates Raila. Not even Kalonzo, that Mount Kenya voters hate Raila. That has been, and that is why you see, even Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega, who are all from Mount Kenya, had to be corrogwed. Look at the way Sabina Chege has been confused through. How would Sabina Chege betray Uhuru Kenyatta just a few months after an election? Who would even think of that? And remember, look at how she was misled into that coup. Then the state knew very well, even William Ruto knew very well that the political party's act is going to catch up with these leaders. And she's been kicked off as the minority whip. Before you know, there is another debate coming of her losing that seat. Look at how wamekorogwa. And someone is also saying, remember Sabina Chege, before 2022, was close to becoming the deputy president. Yes, she was close to becoming Raila's running mate. But I thank God she did not become. Imagine she would have jumped ship immediately. So they've been destroyed. And that is why this transition is not good for William Ruto. Even the people like Sabina might get a leave. Yes. Go back to Jubilee and all. Go back to Jubilee. And you get a leave. Thank you.